Since self-taping has become the standard in the industry, it's important for you to know how to fit craft into your self-taping. I personally love the idea that you are self-taping. You know why? Because it's on you. It's not on, oh my God, they rushed me in, they rushed me out. It was like a cattle call. I didn't have time to prepare. You don't have that excuse now. The self tape is all on you. So you have to make sure that when you shoot it, you knock it out the park. What you don't want is to have any regrets when you send the tape off. You don't want to go, oh man, I should have done this. I could have done this. If I had time, I would have done this. No, this is your opportunity to shine. So take advantage of it. So today I have 6 tips to help you with the craft of self-taping. Are you ready? Because I'm really excited. This is some good stuff. Let's go. Tip number 1, read the script 5 to 10 times before you do anything. Just read it, then read it, then read it, then read it, and then read it again a couple more times so you can really get what the information of the script really is about. And every time you read it, then stop and ask yourself, okay, what did I learn this time? Then read it again. What did I learn this time? Then again, what did I learn this time? The more you can absorb the sides or the script, the better you're going to be at delivering it. Maybe have somebody read it for you during one of those times when you're going to read it, because then you might hear something different that you didn't see when you were reading it yourself. But read it over and over and over and over again until it makes sense to you, until you understand what it is that you are getting ready to audition for. Tip number 2, cast the character that is reading with you. And then that way, you have somebody who you can really work off of, as opposed to somebody who's just saying, and the boy went down the street. He did. And you want somebody who can read it with you, who can say, and the boy went down the street, and then you can say, he did. It's a whole different reading at that point. If I'm reading with somebody who's really good, who's a really good actor, it's just going to make my audition that much better. And you have that in your control. Remember that. Tip number 3, rehearse the material with the reader. Do it 5, 10 times, but just rehearse it. And every time you're rehearsing it, try something new. Try to get some other thing from that person. Really look for those wonderful little nuggets to bring to the audition. Don't just rehearse it like you're reading it. Okay, let's read it again. Let's read it again. No, don't just read it, but really rehearse it. What do you want? What do you need from this character? What is the obstacle? How can I win here? Really put your emotions into the reading. Have high stakes as you're doing the rehearsal. So okay, this is the area I want to go in. This is what I want to do. Oh, this is a comedy. Maybe I should do this. This gives you an opportunity to try a whole bunch of different things before you actually tape it. Tip number 4 is connected to tip number 3. So as you're doing the rehearsal, start to ask yourself questions like, what is this scene about? Is it about power? Is it about love? Is it about money? Who am I? What do I want? Who is the character that I'm talking to? What is the relationship between us? Know where you're going physically and emotionally. You're really taking your time to examine who you are, what you want, what the obstacles are, what is the location. The location is really important. Where are you coming from? Know where you're coming from before you start the scene. That really will help you. Tip number 5, play your scene to camera. Do not act like you're on stage and you can look this way or you can look this way or talk to the person. Yeah, well, what do you think? Well, how do you think? No, you want to make sure that when you're doing the scene, you're doing it right to camera. So if, let's say in the scene, it's just you and one other person talking, then put that person either just right of the camera or left of the camera. so that you're not looking right into the lens, but you actually have a focus that you're looking at close, you know. So if I'm talking to Bill, I might put Bill to the right of camera, and I would just say, "Hey, Bill, how's it going?" So my eye line is not over here, but it's close to the camera. Also, if I'm doing a scene where I am talking to several people, let's say I'm doing a audition and I'm being interrogated, and there are three detectives talking to me in the room, then I would position them in three different spots near the camera. So one guy would be right off to the camera this way, another one might be above the lens, and the other one would be to the other side. But my face is still in the front. It's important because they need to be able to read your face. They need to be able to see your eyes, and make sure that when you're doing it to camera, that your face is not obstructed by hair or any kind of accessory. Make sure that they can see your eyes. That is important. you know Keep yourself towards the camera. It's okay that you kind of go like this or like this, but don't stay like this talking to your imaginary person. It's not going to work. They're going to just go to the next self tape. So make sure you're giving it all to camera. Tip number 6: do not cut the tape off right when you finish the line. Take a couple of seconds. Stay in that emotion. Maybe count to 3, and then you can cut. So if you're fighting with somebody at the end of the scene, just give them a look like you are going to kick their butt. Or if it's a love scene, at the end, just be googly eyed, like, oh, I just love you. But let us into your emotional life at the very end. That moment is really important. Don't just cut it off, especially if you're crying in the scene and you're having a meltdown or something really tremendous is going on for you emotionally. Stay with it. Let us see the life still happening. It's not about the words, it's about the life that you're bringing to this audition. So make sure you have those extra couple of seconds to enjoy it. Tip number 7: after you've taped it, watch it. Look at it with an objective eye and ask yourself the following questions. Did you give the version of the character that you wanted to give? Did you hit all the beats? Is your character flushed out? Is it technically presentable? Is the sound clear? Is the picture crisp and clear? Is it framed well? If the answer is no to any of those questions, you need to reshoot your audition again. You want to send them an audition that is great. You don't want to send something that's mediocre and you're like, it's all right. No, give them the best that you can on camera, because even if you don't book that job, those casting directors will remember you for the next part that you are right for. So give it all you got. Don't leave anything left on the table. Give them your best, from the craft of your audition to the technical aspect of your audition. Be the rock star that you are when you do these self-tapes. If you do that, you are going to work all the time. You know why? You know why you're going to work all the time? Because they see you are a professional. They see how committed you are to your craft. So give them all the goods. It's only going to work to your advantage. Go out there, do those self-tapes, and crush it. Till next time. See ya.